In this video, we're going to talk about using friendly numbers to estimate decimals. In the prior video, I talked about how to round decimals using the rounding rules, which is a form of estimation. But now we're going to talk about how to estimate decimals using friendly numbers, which is a bit different. There aren't many rules for this. So, again, we like to think about decimals like money. In the instance that you're going to the store and you're buying something that costs $25.18, and let's say you're going to buy, 6 or 7 other items while you're at the store, you want to be calculating in your head, do you have enough money for your purchases, right? So that's where this friendly number skill is helpful, because if we have something that's priced at $25.18, we want to be able to do some quick mental math with that and estimate that number to a friendly number that's easy for us to mentally add, subtract, multiply in our head. So instead of, finding the place value and using the rounding rules like in the previous video, we're just going to look at this number and we're going to say, okay, what is $25.18 closest to that I can work with in my head? And that just looks like we draw a little arrow underneath, and we're going to go ahead and take $25.18 and we're going to make it a whole number. So a counting number, numbers 1 through, 100, 100 through 200. So in this instance, $25.18, we can look at this 18 and say, okay, 18 is a relatively small amount of change. It's not close to 99 cents, so it's not going to bump this up. But I just tell the kids, if they're really struggling with this skill, cover up the decimal and the numbers after it, look at the number 25, and then find a number that's close to 25 that's easy for you to add or subtract in your head or multiply in your head, right? So for some kids, that might be 25. Maybe some kids are good with counting their I don't know what that mark is, their by 25s. Maybe for some kids, that is 20, right? 20 is close to 25, and that's easy for me to do in my head. For other kids, maybe they think, oh, well, it does end in a 5, and that would bump up the 2, so I'm going to make this actually a 30. So any of these answers are acceptable, right? We can really use friendly numbers in a way that's easiest for us. And the easiest way that I find for kids who are having a hard time with this, again, is just to cover up that decimal and look at it just as the whole number, and then decide, okay, what is friendliest or easiest for you to estimate that number to. Now, if a kid were to say like 50 or 70 or 100, that would not be really correct, right? Because that's not a logical mathematical answer, opposed to 25, 20, and 30, which are better numbers that you could actually mentally add, subtract, or multiply in your head. And that is how you find friendly numbers for estimating using decimals.